What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Drew Hoover, and today we'll be discussing the AFC Championship game. I think we all expected that the Kansas City Chiefs would find their way to host the AFC Championship game yet again for the fourth straight year. But little to no one expect they would host the Cincinnati Bengals. They have won the AFC North, they won the first playoff game since 1991. Now they're looking for a Super Bowl berth for the first time since 1989. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please click that subscribe button. Also, if you have any graphic design needs, Anthony Garcia is your man. His link is in the description below, www.anthonygarciadesign.com. Now, I want to talk about Cincinnati, particularly Joe Burrow. And the talk leading up to this conference game is what Joe Burrow has been able to accomplish in his first 2 years. Now, that is not uncommon. We've seen Patrick Mahomes do it. We've seen Ben Roethlisberger do it. We have seen little success, particularly from the number one overall pick. You talk about Jared Goff, who's now with the Detroit Lions, Jameis Winston, Jamarcus Russell. I could go on. But even the ones that have had success haven't had the immediate success. Peyton Manning, a Hall of Famer, one of the best quarterbacks to ever play, his first Super Bowl, 2006. Talk about John Elway, drafted in 1983. His first Super Bowl was 1987. Now, he would go on to appear in the next 3 to 4 Super Bowls, but lost every single one of them. So, the accomplishment that he's made as a number one overall pick and really lived up to the expectation is really astounding. You know, like I said, the selection to pick Jamar Chase over an offensive lineman has really paid off as well. They could have gotten Rashawn Slater, Penei Sewell, but they decided to go with the playmaker, and he, to me, is the offensive rookie of the year. And also the storyline this entire postseason is how young these guys are. You know, you talk about Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, and Joe Mixon, all under the age of 25. So you talk about the defensive side. They're not perfect, but they have stepped up in key situations. I have mentioned that secondary constantly. Secondary full of guys that were good, just not good enough, and they end up all in the same cornerback room. And talk about guys like Mike Hilton and Von Bell, guys that have stepped up and made plays. You talk about the free agent signing of Trey Hendrickson. Some people said maybe it was a one-time thing when he took over Marcus Davenport in New Orleans. But he matched that success and turned out to be one of the best free agent signings of 2021. There's so much success and there's so much to root for, especially when you're talking about the team that's had so much bad luck, haven't won a Super Bowl. You really want to root for the underdog, but at the same time, if you're a realist like me, you got to look at who they're facing, the Kansas City Chiefs, who just got off the best playoff game in NFL history, the ultimate quarterback battle between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Who would have thought that 13 seconds would have been 13 seconds too many to give to Patrick Mahomes to tie the game and take it into overtime? Now, I will mention they had 3 timeouts left. But anyway, man, that offense can't be stopped. But that defense shows vulnerability too. They still allow Josh Allen to have a big game, and they still end up, find a way to beat him. And if you're Cincinnati, I mean, you've beaten them before. You beat them back in week 17. But you still allowed, plays from Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman. You allowed guys like Darrell Williams and Jerick McKinnon to find success. Can Cincinnati Bengals find a way to beat them again? Or because it's playoff time and because it's Patrick Mahomes, that the Chiefs aren't going to lose to them this time and find their way back to the Super Bowl for the 3rd straight year? And I want to go with the Kansas City Chiefs, because like I said, logically, it would be very unpopular to go against the Kansas City Chiefs. But I also betted against the Cincinnati Bengals last week when I thought that pass rush and the reappearance of Derrick Henry was going to be the end for the Bengals. But you know what? Derrick Henry wasn't a factor. And despite getting sacked 9 times, Joe Burrow still played pretty well. Step aside, Matt Ryan, because Joe Burrow has got ice in his veins. I was at the wild card game. I witnessed them winning their first playoff game since 1981 against the Raiders, and then the following week I was quick to, get off the wagon. But I am not downing the Cincinnati Bengals this time. I am choosing the Cincinnati Bengals to pull off probably one of the biggest upsets in recent memory, and I'm going to say 34-31. It will be the final score. The Cincinnati Bengals will go to the Super Bowl, either to have a rematch with the San Francisco 49ers back when it was Boomer Esiason versus Joe Montana, or they will face the team that is hosting possibly the Super Bowl, the LA Rams and Matthew Stafford. I'm your host, Drew Hoover, and have a good day, everybody.